Okay, we are recording. All right, you guys. Hello. I know most of you guys are going to be catching this on the replay. So my name is Kelly Hoover. We have not had an opportunity to meet. This video, we are going to spend 1 hour together working on our CAP 1 hour working Zoom. And so we're going to talk a little bit about just a little refresher about what CAP is, and then we're going to get to work. This specific working Zoom is going to be all about Instagram. But have no fear. If you're like, Kelly, I am not on Instagram working my business, I'm Facebook only, then I will be telling you what to do on Facebook. But just know that you can go back to the January and the odd months will be more of the Facebook driven working Zooms. But we will have a little bit of both. So just know that I will sort of guide you down the process. And of course, any questions that you have, certainly ask. And if you are looking for an outline, there is an outline inside Inner Circle Community on the 1 hour working Zoom. So you have them sort of written out. So you can do them yourself. You can also do them, duplicate them down to your teams. I will tell you, our team, we have 14 of these that go on each week. 3 per day. And so people are allowed to, get on, learn how to build their business. So a little bit about what CAP is before we dive in. So CAP is our signature method about making those genuine connections with people. So it's authentic. It's not spammy. It's not, hey girl messages. It is truly a spot that you get to show up and you get to be yourself and serve others, but also meet genuine people. So it's CAP, and the C stands for connection, compliments. So we first want to really build connections with people and learn about them. And so really connecting with them and complimenting them and find that sort of general commonality. The A is for asking questions. That's really how we learn how we can serve people best. So uncovering like some specific questions about, how you can get to the pain point is something that the more you practice, the better that you will get at this. And then the P is for pain points. So that is really uncovering people's pain points. What is it that they need that you can help out with? Is it confidence? Is it something from an emotional standpoint? Is it something from a financial end? So really just learning what that is and how you can help them. So we are going to dive in. And like I said, let's see here. Yes, I'm making sure everybody saw it. Okay, so we're going to dive into the Instagram, but I will be telling you a little bit about the Facebook side as well. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we are going to look on Instagram. And again, Melissa, ask any questions that you have if you're working, whichever platform you're working on. But we're going to go the very first 10 minutes. We are going to spend our time looking at people who have engaged with our post. So what does that look like? We're going to open up our Instagram app. I like to work from the app personally. I think it's a little bit easier. We're going to go in and open up our last post that we made. And when we do that, we're going to look at all the people who hearted our post or commented on our post. And we want to make sure that we go and we engage with them. So a way that you would engage with them is, open up the hearts. It should look something like that, like all the likes. And you want to look down and you would say, hey, who have I not engaged with? And we're going to spend 10 minutes doing that. Now, ways that you can engage. You want to remember to apply the CAP method. So if this is someone you've never talked to before, go to their page, share their post some love, ask questions. If you have something that you're like, I want to connect with them about that, send them a DM. I will tell you on Instagram, DMs are extremely accepted, whereas on Facebook, sometimes you may feel a tad hesitant. But Instagram, DMs are like very, very widely used. So go over there and do that. And remember, the whole point is to generate a conversation with someone, to get to know them. So don't just say like, oh my gosh, your post was amazing. No, you want to say like, hey, that post was great. It inspired me this way. Where do you get your inspiration from? Or something that you can genuinely have a conversation about. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer. If you are on Facebook and you're doing this on Facebook, you're going to focus on birthday messages. So go over to your birthday message, and I'm not going to dive all the way into this because that is more the Facebook working Zoom, CAP working Zoom. But if you need some examples of how to do Facebook messages, you can check in the units section in Blessed Mama Boss's Inner Circle, and you can see the 1 hour working Zoom, and there's a whole entire page all about birthday messages. So that's where we're going to start. I'm going to set the timer. And so Melissa, since you're the only one on live right now, if you have any questions at all, just unmute yourself or drop in the comments and we will get to work. Okay, time is up. Time goes by so fast, doesn't it? All right, so the next 8 minutes we're going to just spend in our story. So this will go for Instagram or for Facebook, whichever direction that you are going. What you want to do is you want to really think about the people that you are trying to engage with. Oftentimes we'll just scroll through our stories and just, go story to story. But try to really spend this 8 minutes being intentional about whose story you want to engage with. If you have like a list of people that you're talking to, or you have certain people that you're really in communication with and you're, genuinely connecting and asking and building those relationships with, those are the people's stories that you want to go and see. So oftentimes I will physically go to their page, go to their grid and look at their stories and engage with them. And don't just engage with like a heart or that's so cute or congratulations. You want to engage with a question, asking them something back. Why? Because it goes straight to their DMs and they respond back to you. And then you've got more of an intimate conversation where getting to know someone. So we're going to spend 8 minutes doing that. And you really want to think of like people commenting, people who are outside of your organization, not necessarily your team members, your sidelines, your uplines. You want to spend this time doing, other things. So compliment them, ask them questions about their specific thing that they're posting about in their stories. Okay. So instead of like a dog picture, instead of just saying like, oh, that's a cute dog, you would say like, how many dogs do you have? What kind of breed is your dog? How old is your dog? Something along those lines. All right, I'll set the timer and we'll do that for 8 minutes. Okay, timer is up. All right, so the next thing we are going to do, we're going to spend 10 minutes and we are going to go into the news feed or your grid. And so one of the things that you want to do during this time is you really want to go to, if you have like a top 10 that you're working with, or you have specific people that you would like to see whatever post you're going to be making. So you can use this, obviously, if you've already made your post during this working Zoom time, that's fine. But just know that when you are going to make a post, you just don't want to go up on Instagram or on Facebook and make the post. You actually want to go and do some engaging prior to make the post. So one of the things that we love to teach on is wherever you're going, whether you're on Instagram or whether you're on Facebook, it is the same. When you're getting ready to make a post, spend that 10 minutes commenting on the people's post that you want to see your post. All right, so that could be your potential new customers, maybe your potential new team builders, whoever that is. I will give you a little big hint, the things that I love to do on Instagram, and I'm going to try to walk you through this. If you are on just like your regular Instagram grid, so for example, like this is just like my regular grid, okay, and let's just say this post is someone that I am like, I want to engage with her. She is my avatar. I want to get to know her. I know I can serve her. Then you see this little button right down here that says save. You're actually going to click on that. And when you do, it'll say save to a collection. And like I have different collections named, and one of them is engage. So when I am like spending this time, what I do is I will go over to my actual grid, okay, like my profile. And if you go to the top right hand spot where there are the three lines, you can click on that. And then you'll see the little section right here that says saved. You see that? Saved. You can click on that and you'll see all the different things that come up. And so I will go to engage because that's everybody's different that I want to engage with, and it has everyone saved here. All right. So now I know I just spend my 10 minutes going to their profiles and engaging with them because I know those are specific people. So the way you would do that on Facebook is to set to see favorites. So you see first or set them to see your favorites, or you can certainly just keep them on a Trello board or list them. But it allows you to really be very specific. We have a certain amount of time that we're on social media, right? And we have a certain amount of time where we're really building our business. So we want to make sure that we're doing it to the best of our ability. So I am going to set the timer and we are going to get started. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a post. Now we've done all this engaging. We're going to put up our post on whichever platform you're working on. I've been doing Instagram. So I'm going to put a post up for Instagram. And you know, one of the things a lot of people will ask about Instagram and Facebook are, should my post be the same? How many times a day should I post? You definitely probably post less on Instagram than you do on Facebook. But I also think you have to see where you're spending your time. If you get most of your business from Facebook, then you want to spend more time there. If you get most of your business from Instagram or you're trying to grow your Instagram, that's a really great spot also. So I would definitely look at those things. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. But what we want to do is we want to put up our post. Now, here's the thing. Make sure when you put up your a post on Instagram, the photo, the image is so important. So if you go to people's posts, I would encourage you to put up at least, maybe not every single post, but at least 2 to 3 images per post. And that could be like photos or just several different things. And why is that important? It's important because it's a carousel. So when someone stops, Instagram will reward you for people stopping on your post and swiping to the right, so they see multiple photos. So you want to post, you know, as multiple photos as you can. So that is a trick to do. And then as soon as you post in your on your Instagram, underneath it, you're going to want to drop whatever your hashtags are, hashtags that are relevant to that post. So I will, yes, I will I will often include, like, I have several different sets of hashtags that I am using. And so I will copy and paste those based on, and then add a few, take a few away. So just make sure that they're relevant. And yes, putting multiple posts on there. Instagram will reward you if someone stops and looks at your post. And how you can tell is when you're looking on someone's grid is, if you see that they have like the little dots sort of at the bottom, right underneath, I'm trying to give you an example, like right underneath here where you see the dots, the little blue dot, that means that there's that many. And so people will swipe right, and that's telling Instagram, oh, hey, they're spending more time on this post. Also make sure that your caption, like the very first line that you have, that's usually the only one that people see. Instagram also rewards you when people click the more and they want to read your caption. You don't see as much on Instagram as you do on Facebook. So just be aware of those things. And we are going to do our post. I'm going to set the timer for 8 minutes. If this is not the right time for you to post and you're watching the replay of this working Zoom, then continue working on engaging with people who've engaged with your content. And then the last we're going to do is our hashtags. Okay, timer is up. All right, so the next, what we're going to do for this last 10 minutes, and this is just a great way on Instagram if you have 10 minutes to just work or just go engage. This is a great method. I'm going to take a few minutes to explain it. The hashtags that you use, and I will tell you, setting aside an hour to go through and research hashtags that have your ideal client, where your ideal client, your avatar is hanging out. Those are the hashtags you want to be using, not necessarily the ones that you use, but the ones that your ideal client is using. So once you discover those, I would say like get 5, 6, 7 sets of them and change them up. Once you start using them, I will spend 10 minutes, what we call working a hashtag. And so what you want to do is you literally click on the hashtag and, think about hashtags like your local area. Like I live in Charlotte, so I use Charlotte blogger a lot, or different cities that I'm looking to grow business in. I will use that as a blogger, or, specific things that you want to look at hashtags, but go underneath and you click on the hashtag. The first thing that you want to do when you click on that hashtag, you'll see a spot that says top, and then you'll see a spot that says recent. The top are like, it can be from any time. It can be from 6 months ago. It can be from 2 days ago. So you want to click recent because that means they've recently used the hashtag. You should see your post there, but then you can also see like the next person. This person posted 17 minutes ago. This person posted 18 minutes ago. So when you go to that hashtag, you'll want to click on the account and you'll want to say, hey, this is somebody I'd like to engage with, or somebody that I don't. If you want to engage with them, I would encourage you to click on their actual profile, go in and just say, if this is someone, like do a little like investigation. Is this someone I really want to get to know? If it is, then go in and like several of their posts and make a genuine comment on at least one. And then if they have stories, you can always go in and look at their stories. You can also direct message them and find out, specifically like start to use the CAP method, create that same exact thing, that connection, that compliment. So we're going to do that for 8 minutes, and but this is just a really great thing to know that you can do at any point. All right, we'll get started. And if you're on Facebook and you're doing Facebook, this is the time to go work in your groups. Okay, so that is the timer just went off. So hopefully those suggestions helped. If you guys are catching this on the replay, or Melissa, if you have any questions, definitely just drop them in the comments below and tag me. I know sometimes Instagram may be new, but I promise you, just stick with it if it's something you're growing your business with. A lot of times people will ask, you know, do I do Instagram? Do I do Facebook? Do I do them both? I will tell you, I would not personally move over to Instagram unless you feel like you are an expert at Facebook. I will say just balancing both. It is a lot. It is a challenge to be able to give your full attention to both. So if you're just, dipping your toes in, maybe set up a time where you can spend 2 hours a week prospecting or really like engaging using the CAP method on Instagram. Maybe you do 15 minutes a day, something so you're on there, but you're not necessarily spending all your time. I will say there are a lot of people who do Instagram only, or they really find the majority of their leads on Instagram. So I'm glad this was helpful. Yes, and Melissa just said that she's has not been using Instagram, just dabbling some. And I think that that is okay. Like if you are building and you're having success on Facebook, it is okay to use Facebook. I would say 85% of all of my business comes from Facebook, even though I am active on Instagram. But it is, you've got to pick and choose which one you really want. If you have a lot going on one, you don't have to spend 50-50 time. So it is good to have a presence on both if that's where your ideal client is hanging out. So I will put this recording up inside the CAP working hour units. So you can do it at any point during February. And thanks for Melissa for hopping on with me. I hope you guys enjoy the replay. Bye guys. See you next time.